Greetings, YouTube. I want to start off this video with a huge shout out to Dorky Diggity Dave. You see, this week he posted a fantastic video where he took many summoners' questions and asked some of the best and I think brightest Kabam developers to answer them. It was so nice to see the faces behind the people who help make decisions about the game and who help maybe even design the game and have them answer questions honestly. It was really nice to have them not dodge questions and to be as transparent as possible. It's the kind of thing that I hope we get a couple times a year. And honestly, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I could do the same thing, but I have a feeling if I walked through Kabam's headquarters, I would probably be tased. So, I might be broadcasting from Vancouver in June, which is my next goal / travel spot in my MCOC traveling broadcast journey, where I use the money I'm blessed enough to make off of YouTube to travel and meet so many of you great, amazing people. But one of the things that was discussed in this Dorky Diggity Dave video was the concept that they confirmed they're working on, hopefully within the next 6 months, it sounds like, and that's Cavalier difficulty. So what I thought we would do in the course of this video is look at how the rewards have progressed from, say, even Master to Uncollected, and then start to speculate not only what the reward should be for Cavalier, but given the difficulty, what we should expect from Cavalier difficulty in general. So, without further ado, let's break it down and talk about some of the past versus hopefully the present and future. We are looking at a event quest that at the time of filming this is coming to an end, We are getting ready for that Silver Surfer event, which is why when Titans Clash is complete, and people always ask me, Prof, do you do everything? I do. A lot of times I have all these energy refills that are expiring. In fact, it sucks, but I've had quite a few energy refills that just expire and leave me in the past couple of days because I just would kind of rather not spend my precious time that I'm not grading on just filling out some basic content. So because of that, it'd be kind of nice to have another difficulty I could throw some energy at. Now, Master has been buffed pretty recently. We now have that fancy, awesome Ultimate Crystal, which I do think we should keep in mind for Cavalier difficulty, and I'll explain that in a second. We've got some Tier 1 Alphas, 4-star shards, but really, let's be real. It's all about that exploration. It's about the 2,005-star shards. It's about the 5 signature stones, 3,600 Tier 2 Alpha Callus fragments, the fully formed Tier 4 basic, etc. But right now, our version of Cavalier is uncollected. And it was really quite amazing for these rewards back in the day. Back in the day, this was the best way that you could get a decent amount of Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments. Keep in mind, Alliance War Seasons rewards really weren't where they're even close to being right now. Alliance Quest, Glory Store, not for Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments, no way. And don't you know, the first time that we saw a Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragment deal in the unit store, it was $100, the price of an Odin, for 4,500 Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments. It's amazing how far we've come, thank God, with that item, and between the Glory Store and even looking at the prices and where they came down just now from the Cyber Weekend sales, I'm thankful that it's a lot easier and more affordable to take a 5-star to rank 5 than it was even a year ago. But because of this, Uncollected is kind of, it's run its course. But let's just remind ourselves, if we are to jump into the final path of Uncollected currently as it stands, and of course each month differs somewhat, but the PI of the enemies is relatively the same. So just to remind you, or maybe to show you for the first time in case you're not uncollected yet and you can't see this, in the final chapter you have bosses and I clicked the wrong difficulty, didn't I? This is the curse of live video editing, so to speak. All right, we're going not for Master but for Uncollected. That's not embarrassing at all. Every once in a while, at least once per video sometimes, I just like to give people a reason to laugh at me and to think, Man, might have had a bad day, but at least I'm not that Profoff guy that made so many mistakes on public internet, YouTube accessibility. What does that phrase even mean? I don't know. Okay, so 18,000 PI, and then, you follow the paths, 17,000, 18,000, and you will eventually follow the yellow brick nodes, and that will take you to the boss, which currently stands at 38,000 and change. So I'm thinking that the final nodes of Cavalier will probably be what the boss is. So instead of 20,000 or 16,000, we're talking about like 30,000, maybe 28,000 to 36,000. That's what the PI is probably going to be. With the boss probably ranging around maybe 50 to 55,000 PI. And hopefully there won't be 7 stars in this, because of course right now in Uncollected they're all 6 stars, and that's as far as we've seen the game come. Even though when one of the developers in the Dave video talked about 6 stars, it kind of got me triggered. And by 6 stars, I mean eventually talking about 7 stars, which they did talk about. I hope that's at least 3 years away, especially given these random items and what they look like just to take a 6-star to rank 4. All right, so back to the rewards. Let's just go down the line and talk about what Cavalier rewards should be based off of the estimation for PI that I just discussed in the video. So I think a fully formed Tier 2 Alpha Catalyst has to be the minimum for exploration, because that's also now what Cavalier summoners are getting every month just from logging in the dang game. And that's so awesome that the login calendars now have, for 2 months in a row at least, a Tier 2 Alpha included for free. So you would think if that's for free, you should at least get that Tier 2 Alpha-wise in the exploration rewards. Maybe completion rewards should be 1 Tier 2 Alpha and exploration should be 2. Because then, between getting 3 of those and then adding a 4th to the list when it comes to the Cavalier calendar, you could take a 5-star to rank 4 every month, at least with Tier 2 Alphas, based solely off just the 100% exploration of Cavalier difficulty and the Cavalier calendar. Talk about motivation to spend some units and potions and revives and whatever to clear the content. I also think, at minimum, it's got to be at least between the completion and the exploration, half of a Tier 5 basic. It's going to be 22,500 Tier 5 basic Catalyst fragments per month. Then, every 2 months, you'll form 1, and every 4 months, or 1/3 of the year, you'll form enough to take a 5-star to rank 5, or every half of a year, you'll get enough Tier 5 basic Catalyst you do every month, 100%, to take a 6-star to rank 3. I also think there should be close to, if not fully, a 6-star basic crystal worth of shards between completion and exploration. Maybe there should be 2,000 completion, or 3,000 completion, and 7,000 exploration. I think the days of these 5-star 6-stone crystals are gone for that. They should be generic 5-star signature stones, and there should be 10, or a minimum of 5 at least, 6-star signature stones. And in the best possible scenario, it would be generics, but if the game wants to start off slow, at least have them be crystal-based. And Tier 5, or Tier 4 Class Catalyst Crystal, we are needing the Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Crystals, at least a couple of them, for exploration. So, forming a 6-star basic between completion and exploration, Tier 5 Class Catalyst Fragment Crystals, 5-star shards, if you're going to include them, at least 15,000, at least a 5-star featured champion per, half of a Tier 5 basic, or 22,500 Tier 5 basic Catalyst Fragments, and ideally at least 2, but maybe even 3 Tier 2 Alpha per month. I'm not saying this content shouldn't be hard. I think it should be, but the rewards should justify it. And as the game evolves, they want to give summoners a chance to really test their skills every month. And I think for a lot of players that are in the quote-unquote in-game community, they'd appreciate a tougher difficulty with much better rewards every month. It would be a nice addition and motivation for them to stick around and not retire or sell their accounts. So, what do you think about my ideas, YouTube? I did not know how long this video was going to be. I actually tried to make my videos less than 10 minutes when I can. So in a way, I know it sounds weird, but I apologize for the fact that this was 10 minutes because that kind of goes against my brand. But at the same time, I felt like it was worth discussing. I do want to cut corners, and hopefully you agree with some of these thoughts. And if you don't, feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. Either way, thanks for watching and supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel. Have a wonderful day.